Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Aryma. Please do not make it the last by clicking on the subscribe button, hitting on the bell notification, and giving this video a thumbs up if you end up liking this video. If you're a returning subscriber, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning viewer but not yet a subscriber, I really don't know what you're waiting for. If you end up liking this video, please do not forget to join the family. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys, more likely reading my statement of purpose that got my study permit approved in the first trial with no travel history and all of those many talks that end people getting their study permits denied. So if this is the kind of video you'd be interested in, please do sit back, relax, and enjoy. Firstly, this is a disclaimer, guys. I am not a licensed immigration officer. I am only but an international student studying in Canada that would want to share with you guys her study permit sample, because I know how hard it is to get a sample of a study permit. I was once in that shoes, and I know how hard it was for me to be able to get the vital information and vital points to form my own study permit. So without further ado, let's dive into today's video. Hi my loves, welcome back. If you stayed up until this very moment, it means you're gonna be interested, or you are interested in this video. Let's start the video by reading what my study permit says. Yeah, so it is left for you to pick out the vital points and make a lot of research and be able to like combine your informations together. But these are just like a guide to help out with writing your own study permit statement of purpose. I'm actually reading from a phone, so guys, do not hold me by doing that. I actually divided my study permit in sections, giving it different headers so it will be easier for the visa officer to identify what each paragraph or what each section is talking about. So the first one is explaining who I am to the visa officer. The second one is to explain my academic background to the visa officer. The third one is to explain the reason for my choice of for choosing Canada as my study destination. The fourth one is the reason for choosing my university. The fifth one is the reason for choosing my course. I know this is a lot, and not everybody include all of this in their statement of purpose, but this is what I included in mine, and I got my visa approved on the first trial without no travel history. The next one I included was my future goals and projection. Then I also included ties to my home country. I also included my travel history. I also included study gap, then my funding for my studies, and voila, that is all. So I started off by writing a formal letter, putting my address, putting the visa officer's address. So the visa officer's address is like the Visa Officer, High Commission of Canada, number 4, Nnedimma Street, Victoria Island, Lagos State, Nigeria. Dear sir or madam, because I really don't know who was going to attend to my application. Yeah, so statement of purpose, application for a study permit. I wrote my name. My name is Nnedimma. You already know what my name is. A 23 years old citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with passport number. I would like to apply for a Canadian study visa. I applied for and have been offered admission at the University of Alberta to pursue a 2-year master's program. Then I included the course I'll be studying here in Canada. You can include your course right there. Full-time for the fall 2022 academic session. I went further in saying I came from a family of so number. You can include yours. I'm the 5th child of my parents with this number of brother and this number of sister. You already know how many brothers and sisters I have if you're like familiar with my channel. Yeah, my parents and siblings have in various ways provided a building block that structured me as a person in terms of discipline, strict attention to details. I hail from Anambra State, so local government in Nigeria. That is all about my personal introduction to my visa officer. Now let's move over to the academic background. In the academic background, I started off by saying I obtained a Bachelor of this at my university. I included the name, in Anambra State, Nigeria. During my undergraduate years, I assumed the role of an assistant course representative for the last 2 years of my studies and served as Miss National Association of Agricultural Students to take up leadership of mobilizing young agricultural students' participation in agricultural business. I eventually graduated in 2021 as the best student both in the Faculty of Agriculture and in the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension with a first class honors and a cumulative result of this. I'm not going to show you guys. So I went further to say my country, Nigeria, has greater advantage to develop the agricultural sector with the available resources, but a lot of challenges such as lack of qualified certified personnel or consultants, poor agricultural policies, planning, poor resource management, food insecurities, lack of enough technical know-how, and many more detriments has caused slow or stagnant development in this sector. We already know how the agricultural sector in Nigeria is, and we know how slow or stagnant it actually is, yeah? So this has made me focus more on my burning passion in agriculture since 2015 to ensure a better agricultural economy in Nigeria. So it is left for you to do the research based off of your own course of study or your field of study, make a lot of research and be able to accumulate or form your own statement of purpose in such a way that it will be pleasing to the visa officer to read and not so tiring. Do you get me? Then the next paragraph was where I talked about the reason I choose Canada as a study destination. A lot of us already know why we want to study in Canada. So my own personal was like just pretty much brief and short. Like hosting, this is what I wrote in mine. Hosting nearly 500,000 international students, Canada is known to offer high quality education at affordable rates, providing strong focus on research and development with degrees that are globally recognized as a mark of trust and excellence. I went further in saying Canadian universities constantly rank in the QS World University Ranking and in the Times Higher Education World University Ranking, and that Canada has consistently ranked as one of the peaceful countries across the globe in the Global Peace Index. Then I said it is recorded to be one of the top countries for studying agriculture globally, as they are highly industrialized and well-known agricultural exporters in the world. That is what I wrote in my reason for coming to Canada to study my course. I talked on the reasons for choosing my university, University of Alberta, as a study destination. I said the university is known to be among the top Canadian universities. Located in Edmonton, Alberta, it is a home to thousands of students in a wide variety of programs. According to the QS, I was always making use of reasonable facts, like facts that I know that I didn't just get from anywhere or off my head or off the internet. I know Google is our friend, but I needed to get my facts right by getting it from this legal, authentic, I like authenticated stuff. I like real stuff. So I got it from the QS World University Ranking. That's where I got my facts from. So according to the QS University Ranking, University of Alberta is constantly ranked among the best universities to study agriculture in Canada. I choose to study for my master's because it focuses its research, strength and effort across emerging and establishing fields, which agriculture is one of them. The next one I wrote was the reasons to study the course in Canada. So everyone has their several reasons as to why they want to study their various courses in Canada. So you might just want to put your reasons down there. So I wrote my reasons down there. Then the next tangible point I wrote is the aims, goals, and future projection. So like this is the place where you would want to tell your visa officer what you plan to do after your studies. Like after your studies, are you planning going back to your country, What do you intend using the degree for? So what I wrote was, after my studies at the university, I intend to incorporate the benefits of the course I'm studying into the Nigeria Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development by exploring issues related to the agricultural economy, understanding the supply and demand of natural resources, their role in the economy, and how to manage them for long-term sustainability, thereby making significant contributions and development to issues in Nigeria. I also plan to start a private company firm on my land, become a well-respected and recognized consultant and policymaker, and to someday become a senior consultant in the agribusiness sector of the Big Four companies. So, ties to home countries. When it came to this section or this segment or this sector of my statement of purpose, I had to look for several ties that would be valid and tangible enough to the visa officer as to, okay, this person has enough family ties, or this person has enough ties back home. So what I wrote in mind was that every member of my family live in Nigeria, where my siblings and I was born and raised, and they all now work there. I also have a landed property gifted to me by my dad last year as a reward for my undergraduate degree excellence to practice as an agriculturist, and I intend to use it to set up my agritech and agricultural consulting firm when I return to Nigeria. That is how simple and short my ties to family, to home country was. I was literally hitting on when I return back to Nigeria, when I return back to Nigeria, when I return back to Nigeria. So you might want to include that in like every sectors of your of your statement of purpose, guys. So the next is travel history. Yeah, I wrote, I have not gotten the chance to travel because all my life I have been engaged with school activities, student internship, undergraduate research, and the National Youth Service Corps program here in Nigeria. Also, since I have every member of my family in Nigeria, I never saw the need to travel out. That is what I wrote in my travel history, because I don't have a travel history, guys. Then when it came to study gap, trying to explain to the visa officer what I was doing since I graduated, or I was supposed to graduate 2020, but COVID actually made me graduate 2021 February. So I was trying to explain to the visa officer what I was doing within the space of that 2021 February till that June 2022. So what I wrote in my study gap was, since my graduation from the university in 2021, I have been engaged in the one-year National Youth Service Corps program, which is part of my country's mandatory requirement for all graduates under the age of 30. I started the program 27th of July 2021, and the probable discharge date will be 27th July 2022. I was posted to Lagos State under this program to carry out my primary assignment at my PPA, where I am working currently. And yeah, I just wrote like a short job description right there, among others. Then when it came to funding, I wrote, with respect to my tuition, the sum of this amount, which I did not put for you guys to see, is required for my studies at the University of Alberta, while a total sum of 10,000 Canadian per year is required to cover for my living expenses, which is that is like the normal amount in the IRCC website, that you need about 10,000 Canadian dollars to cover for your living expenses in addition to your tuition, right? During my stay in Canada, I wrote my dad's name, will be responsible for funding my tuition fee, living expenses, and all other expenses. I just wrote a brief explanation of who my dad is down there. Now, in conclusion to my statement of purpose, I said I agree to abide by the rules and regulations in Canada and in the University of Alberta during my study year. Then I concluded by writing my name in caps to close the study permit statement of purpose. I know you would have gotten at least 1 or 2 points from it, so it is now left for you to be smart enough to compose yours in such a way that it will be pleasing to your application and pleasing to your visa officer. I wish you all the best in your visa application, because I know you watching this video, it means you have future plans in applying for a study permit. All the best, guys. If you found this video really interesting, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit on the subscribe button, and click on the bell notification so you can get notified. Thank you guys for watching, and best of luck in your application. Bye.